And I think a big difference, for example, was body cams. That exposed a lot of things that were completely hidden up to that point.
Yeah.
If you're wearing a body cam and you end up, and we put up these types of stories.
But it's also phone cameras, period. Phone cameras. Like a lot of that was caught with other people filming the police as well.
Right, all right. And that's what made the Rodney King situation so prominent back in was it the early 90s or late 80s? Early 90s.
Early 90s.
Early 90s, like 91, I think. Was that people just didn't have video cameras. The fact that there was a guy that was there in the vicinity with a camera with like some sort of night vision level accuracy to capture that was like, no, people had flip phones back then. Like,
right, and
no
this
one
is
had
what
cameras.
and you had heard about police brutality for years. Oh, the police be fucking up black people in the hood, da 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 da. That was the time that you actually got to see it, and this is multiple cops wailing away on a black man. So that's what definitely made it stand out, because you had the video evidence. And now you got video evidence being circulated now. But what we're looking at as evidence is really being used as psychological terrorism, really. They're using this against black people to make you feel terrorized against the police. And the ultimate goal is to keep you docile, so you will not resist. You see, there's one thing to respect authority, but then there's another thing to fight against injustice, right? So what happens when the people who are supposed to be your authority figures are unjust? What do? I was taught to respect authority, but I was taught to fight injustice wherever I see it. So now the police is being unjust. I'm taught to resist that. America was born on this resistance of unjust tariffs and all kinds of shit. Persecution from England and shit like that. And this is shit that exists in the Constitution. But once again, this is something that we as black people are not afforded. We can't resist tyranny. We can't say, no, that is not right. I will not get down on the ground. You have no right to search me right now. When I see videos every fucking day, white people getting in confrontations with the police that don't end up in them getting killed. I just seen one butt-naked white man killed a house full of people and is running around chasing the police and shit like that. And the dog had to take him down because they didn't want to shoot his fucking ass. He had just killed fucking a whole house full of people. Come on, man.
Well, another point. Well, there's a couple more points that Marcellus Wiley made. One of them was Colin Kaepernick is mixed, black and white, was raised by white parents that adopted him in, I believe, Wisconsin, and then I guess got moved to Central California and so forth. Now, a lot of people took this as, oh, you're saying that Colin doesn't have a black card or isn't black enough, but he said it's not that. It's that based on his experiences, he never actually got to experience the level of brutality that inner city black people dealt with in terms of police based on his environment. Whereas Marcellus, he went into a whole story about how, he grew up in Compton and, Slauson, and, he was at a bus stop one day, police pulled up on him and put a shotgun to his head.
And one day I'm sitting there, police go by, and then all of a sudden, I mean, like in a movie, freeze, get on the ground. Now, I'm sitting there, youngster, I'm like 14, hoodie, and just black hoodie, regular clothes, on the ground. Shotgun to my head, few other guns are drawn, and I'm like this. And I remember I could see the cop who was still halfway in his car, but gun drawn, but really like more in communication with his CB. And I remember hearing it loud. They telling me not move, I'm not moving. Scared's not even a word. I don't know what it was. All I kept thinking is, please don't sneeze. Please don't trip. Don't move, nothing. And I could hear it all of a sudden loudly from that same cop who was hanging out his car. Suspect seen fleeing, some mistaken identity. Takes the gun off my head. Everybody else puts the guns back. Sorry, sir, as they're running back in their cars. That's trauma.
He felt that Colin Kaepernick has not experienced the type of things that he was protesting against. That has to be taken into account.
Let me keep it realer than real right now. I'm gonna ask you and your viewers right now. When y'all first saw Colin Kaepernick, did you know if he was white or black? Remember when Colin Kaepernick had the Caesar? When he had the low haircut? That's my word. I didn't know if he was white or black. It's only when this started, then he grew the Afro and all that type of shit.
I see what you're saying.
It's only when he grew the Afro that it's like, okay, he's black. Like, you know what I mean? When he grew the Afro, that made him look more black to us. But before that, he looked racially ambiguous to me.
You're right. He could have been Mexican.
He could have been a dark, like a dark Italian or something, like a Sicilian. Like, I'm telling you, I didn't, and with a name like Kaepernick, I didn't know what the fuck he was. I didn't know what he was. It was only when he grew the Afro and all of that, which I don't know if that was convenient for what he was, for the cause that he was supporting. You see what I'm saying? To get black people on his side. But I'm just saying, like, that Afro came at a certain time, I feel like.
Right. Along with the cornrows.
Right.
The cornrows were coming near the end of his 49ers career.
How many white boys you know with Caesars and shit like that and low cuts like that, like, and he got that straighter type of hair. I'm telling you, when I first seen him, I didn't know what he was. I didn't know what he was. So I hear what he's saying as far as, and now you're telling me his upbringing and all this type of shit. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not in it for Kaepernick. I like the reason that he kneeled. You see what I'm saying? And whether he experienced it or not, the fact that he brought light to it when nobody else was bringing light to it was a good thing. You know what I mean? And, we all like a fucking underdog. So this is why he seems like an underdog in a way. So that's why a lot of people supporting him. But if you do look at certain aspects of it, he came out on top in a lot of ways. Like, you know what I mean? In a lot of fucking ways.
Well, and here was Marcel's.
You got people calling him the new Muhammad Ali. Like, that in itself is fucking huge.
Yeah. Now, Muhammad Ali actually went to prison, though. Muhammad Ali was really about it. I feel to a greater extent.
People will forget. They'll be quick to call him a Muhammad Ali without him going through the same type of shit that Muhammad Ali went through. But, yes, that's still not going to stop them from calling him that.
Well, and the final point he made that upset a lot of people was that Kaepernick's girlfriend, Nessa, who's on the radio on Hot 97.
And first of all, I didn't know that was his girlfriend until recently. How long has he been with her?
I think for a while now. A few years now. The bigger he got, the less he started to speak himself. He would do an Instagram post, but I've never seen an actual audio or video interview from him in quite a while. He literally just stopped talking the bigger he got.
Right.
But Nessa would speak on his behalf all the time.
Not cool.
And the thing that Marcellus had a problem with was that, like, the thing that I mentioned to you with the Baltimore Ravens, where she put up the Django picture, where she's calling another black man basically a sellout, when she herself is Egyptian and Arab and Middle Eastern. You could say that she's black to a certain degree, but I think most people, she did not go through the African American experience.
She was born over there? Grew up over there?
I'm not sure. I think she
You
grew
could
up
be
over
that.
here.
You could be that and be born and born in the hood. Like, I know some hood ass Arab niggas. You understand?
No, she was born in California. Yeah, she was born in California.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she started dating Kaepernick in 2015. But basically, he doesn't look at her as a black woman, and she's out calling out black men out their name and so forth, and he has a problem with that.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. See, I was about to ask you, what is Nessa like? Because again, she's almost racially ambiguous to me. Like, I know we first met her through BET or something like that. Wasn't she on BET? Or,
Possibly.
Or no, or maybe she was.
I think she had on MTV. She was part of a show or something like that.
She was a disc jockey maybe for a second on Hot 97, I believe.
Well, she is a disc jockey on Hot 97.
Okay.
She does like afternoons on Hot 97.
Right, there you go. I think that's where I first heard of her or whatever. I didn't know where she came from, but when you know, sometimes you assume that she's on Hot 97, she must be black. Like, you know what I mean? But no, that doesn't necessarily mean that. So. Yeah, I don't know if she's not black, is it really her place to be speaking on black issues like that? Like, probably not. You know what I mean? Probably not. Although if she's Arab, she's not white. You see what I'm saying? So that does give her, you know. I need to know more about her to be able to speak on it. I can't even really speak on that. I'm just... As a man, I'll just say that I think a man should speak for himself. You know what I mean? I don't think he should have other men or women speaking for him. You know?
Agreed.
He should speak for himself. That's what I got to say about that.